Hacking costs companies and consumers trillions of dollars every year. According to experts, by 2021, malicious hacking attacks will cause a total of $6 trillion in damages. The internet and its free-for-all libertarianism comes at a high price, with even the most amateur hacker able to find the tools they need for the deed at virtually no cost. However, in today's episode of Fact Addict, we're going to be looking at some of the biggest and baddest hackers on the web. Oh, and you'll definitely want to stick through to number 1 to hear about the man who put the Pentagon on hold for 24 hours while telling them their security sucked. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell because you don't want to miss another awesome video. Alright, so let's take a look at the 7 most dangerous computer hackers of all time. Number 7. Albert Gonzalez. Florida-based hacker Albert Gonzalez, also known under his various aliases of Kumba Johnny, Segvec, Soup Nazi, and King Chili, was the founder of a dark website known as ShadowCrew.com, which amassed some 4,000 members. Members of the site could buy or sell stolen bank account numbers or fake passports, driver's licenses, social security cards, credit cards, debit cards, birth certificates, college student identification cards, and even health insurance cards. It's said that more than 170 million credit and debit cards were swapped on the site from 2005 to 2007. Gonzalez wasn't low-key about spending his money either. He was known for booking stays in high-class hotels for days and once even threw a $75,000 party. He was charged with having 15 fake bank cards while in New Jersey, but avoided serving time when he gave up 19 other Shadow Crew members to the Secret Service. Nice going, Albert! Number 6. Jonathan James. Jonathan James was the youngest hacker ever to be jailed in the United States. Starting at the young age of 15, he hacked into Bell South, the Miami-Dade school system, NASA, and the Department of Defense, and stole software said to have been worth $1.7 million from the government, all just for kicks. He even cost NASA $41,000 and forced them to shut down for 3 weeks when he intercepted the source code of the International Space Station. Because he was still a juvenile, he was only sentenced to 6 months of house arrest and probation until he turned 18. Oh, and he had to write letters of apology to NASA and the Department of Defense. Number 5. Jeanson James Ancheta. James Ancheta was the first ever hacker to be charged with controlling an army of hijacked computers, called botnets, to send large quantities of spam across the internet. He used a worm named RxBot in 2004 to take control of 500,000 computers, which even included US military computers. He then directed their combined strength to take down major sites. After a few successes, he began putting out ads for his services and offered clients the opportunity to take down any website they wanted, for a hefty price, of course. In 2005, one of his clients turned out to be an undercover FBI agent, so Ancheta was caught. He had to give up the $58,000 he made from hacking others' websites, pay back another $16,000, give up his BMW, and serve 5 years in prison. There's one hard lesson learned. Number 4. Homeless Hacker. Adrian Lamo, aka Homeless Hacker, earned his name from using coffee shops and libraries as the command centers for his illegal operations, instead of his own home. He gained recognition by breaking into the computer networks of Google, Yahoo, and Microsoft before he was arrested in 2003. He even hacked into the New York Times database by gaining access to personal information of people who have written for the paper and adding his name to their database of expert sources. Not bad. After a 15-month investigation by prosecutors, Homeless Hacker was arrested in California and avoided jail time by negotiating a plea bargain that gave him 6 months of house arrest. He later switched sides when he controversially reported another hacker named Chelsea Manning to US authorities after she leaked hundreds of thousands of government documents. After that, he was no longer referred to as Homeless Hacker, but as Snitch. Number 3. Vladimir Leonidovich Levin. Vladimir Levin's hacker story is the real-life Casino Royale. Working with 3 others, the Russian hacked into a handful of large Citibank accounts from all over the world while sitting in his very own apartment in St. Petersburg. But he didn't use the internet. He actually used telecommunication systems to listen in on customers' phone calls and get their account numbers and PINs. Levin's theft amounted to $10.7 million, which he transferred straight into his personal bank account. Eventually, his accomplices got arrested and gave him up in exchange for a shorter sentence. However, authorities were only able to recover $400,000 from Levin's theft, and later in 1998, he was ordered to pay back only $240,000 to Citibank and sentenced to 3 years in jail. His whereabouts are unknown today. Number 2. Kevin Mitnick. Kevin is a close runner-up for World's Most Dangerous Hacker, or perhaps we should say was, because he has switched sides and is now a respectable businessman who specializes in improving the cybersecurity of various firms. Kevin referred to his hacking as social engineering and started bypassing the punch card system for Los Angeles city buses to get himself a free ride. But he soon graduated to bigger and better social engineering when he hacked into the networks of Pacific Bell, Nokia, IBM, Motorola, and a few other large companies. After he got caught in 1995, Mitnick said he never exploited the access or data he obtained. He just wanted to prove it can be done. Whichever the case was, the judge ruling over his case had him placed in solitary confinement because it was thought he could launch a nuclear missile by whistling codes into a payphone. After his 12 months in prison, Kevin continued hacking and went on the run for almost 3 years, using cloned cell phones to hide his location. He was the most wanted computer criminal in the country at the time, but eventually got caught and had to serve another 4 years. The claims of his skills might have been overestimated, but it's easy to see why he was thought to be the greatest hacker of all time. Number 1. Gary McKinnon. Mitnick may have been the greatest of his time, but was eventually superseded by Gary McKinnon, who almost caused a US military disaster using his hacking skills. The man managed to hack into the Pentagon computers like it was any other Monday, and even left them a neat message saying your security is crap. The British hacker seemed to have it out for America when during the sensitive period of 9/11, he repeatedly hacked US military and NASA computers while changing passwords and deleting files from his very own home in London. One time he even caused a 24-hour shutdown and caused munition trucks to be stopped. He even left an anti-American message while he was at it, saying that US foreign policy is akin to government-sponsored terrorism these days. And it was not a mistake that there was a huge security stand-down on September 11th last year. And I will continue to disrupt at the highest levels. He was arrested in 2002 and is currently imprisoned in Britain, although the US took his hacks personally and continues to request his extradition to this day. That's it for today's video. Which of these prolific hackers do you find the most concerning? Let us know in the comments below, and see you in the next one.